Alrighty, welcome back, welcome back. We've got two tornadoes on the ground. That didn't last long. Let's see what we got here. Wait for this to load up, make sure I'm live. So, two tornadoes on the ground. We've got one that is currently barely inside the warned area. Out here south of Wakefield, we've got a debris signature that is very much present there. That has disappeared on the last scan, but that was just likely a decently strong tornado on the ground. And we've got another one here that is also on the ground as well, most likely beginning to lift as well. So we're going to be live here for just a little bit. Probably won't be any longer than a half hour or so. Just keeping an eye on these warnings. Once these confirmed warnings go away, then we will end the stream. This live stream will most likely not be archived. So if you're watching this, then yeah, you're one of the few people who will probably see this stream. So confirmed tornado on the ground out here. That is going to be south of Pilger, I believe is how you say that, west of Beamer, west of West Point. We've got a tornado on the ground. These both were just on the ground. You can see we had a very large debris signature there. I actually didn't see that one until I hit the live button. And then we also have the other tornado on the ground, which is right here, again, to the west of Beamer. So two tornadoes on the ground right now. One is not confirmed from the National Weather Service. One is confirmed. We have gotten all the way back up here to, let's see, four warnings. Four more warnings. So make sure you are in your safe spot if you're in any of these tornado warnings. We've got plenty of them now out. Thank you, Storm Dakota, for being a member for, what does that say, 4 months. So, yeah, this stream's going to go one of two ways. Either we'll be live for 30 minutes and it will be deleted off the channel, or we will just stay live for more than 30 minutes and it will be kept up. So, whilst we are keeping an eye on these storms, I'll go back to the normal screen here. That debris signature has already dissipated, so per usual, once we go live, tornadoes like to lift. Which is why I like to go live, because typically when there's a tornado on the ground and I go live, they lift. So, found out the little cheat code there. I'm going to go ahead and just pin a message real quick in the chat. So we've got one observed warning and then two radar indicated warnings. We are also about to get a new watch here very shortly. Out for southern Iowa as well as northwestern Missouri. So just be ready for a severe or a tornado watch to come through on the TVs and weather radios out in this general vicinity here. The most likelihood for that watch issuance is going to be south of Des Moines in this general vicinity, so we'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, I don't know when we ended the live stream. I think it was about an hour ago, but we're right back at it here with one observed warning. If you missed the first 3 minutes of the live stream, over the last 3 minutes, we've had two tornadoes lift. So we had two tornadoes on the ground just moments ago, one up here, one back out in this area. They did observe the southern one. As you can see, we had a blue polygon and still have that blue polygon, but that northern one was not observed. This actually just produced a tornado, so I watched this possible debris signature here go just northeast of Pilger, I believe is how you say that, and then that fainted out, and then we got another debris signature that dissipated as well. And then this one also began to develop and is started to weaken as well. So we've had multiple tornadoes ever since I last ended the other live stream. We've had about 4 tornadoes since I last ended, and I've been keeping an eye on every last one of them. And the fact that we had 2 simultaneous tornadoes on the ground, I decided to go live again. It may have been like 30 minutes ago, Haley. Felt more like an hour ago. But once these warnings are canceled, we're just going to end the stream and then delete the stream. Most likely is how it's going to go. So we'll stay live for just a little bit longer. And yeah, after that, I'll still be watching it. So if we manage to get a PDS warning, I'll come back. I'm not going to come back for another situation like this, because apparently whenever I go live, these things like to just lift. So yeah, I guess that's a good thing. I guess that's a good thing. I go live, they lift. So this threat's still going to continue. Heads up to anybody on the southern side, right in this area. You need to be hyper weather aware for the next 5 hours or so, depending on how far. So for the for the next hour, this area, 2 hours, Sioux City, 3 hours, this area, and then so on and so forth for the next 2 hours after that. Seems like these storms are going to consistently recycle and produce tornadoes. So once this observed warning is dropped in just a couple minutes, we'll end the live stream. My apologies for notifying all of you guys for such a threat that ended so shortly, but oh well. Sometimes I'm not the best at judging when these things will be long-lived and whatnot, so yeah. I don't think you'll be inside a watch, Haley. Nope. That watch should be issued shortly. Let me see where they have it out for, actually. I didn't look. You're in Kearney, so I believe you're going to be one county out of it. I believe you will be one county out of that new watch if they issue it, which they probably will. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't believe that's on the ground. This will most likely recycle, though, so definitely a imminent tornado threat over the next 30 minutes or so around the Beamer area going towards Bancroft. We could very easily see a tornado on the ground with this storm in the near future. I don't believe we have one on the ground, so if you are inside this warning, just know that the tornado has most likely lifted. However, please stay in your safe spot because it's still warned. Just for a couple more minutes, probably like 4 more minutes, Chip. I hit the live button and then these things lifted, so like I said, typically I'm pretty good at judging that, but not not today. So just make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in any of these warnings. We've got a tornado warning here, which means a tornado is imminent, possibly even on the ground. Same goes for this area. That blue warning means that a tornado is on the ground, confirmed from the National Weather Service. Most likely radar, spotters, or another source. So we've had like 4 tornadoes. So we ended the live stream around this frame here. This exact frame we ended the live stream, not but about 35 minutes ago. We had a tornado touchdown north of Clarkson. Then we had another tornado touchdown northeast of Pilger. And then once I hit the live button, this tornado was on the ground and this tornado was on the ground. They both lifted at the same time. So this one, let's see. These 2 expire in 9 minutes. We're going to stay live until those expire. And we'll also stay live until this one goes at least radar indicated. Just to make sure these are going to, not be existing anymore. Let's see here. Wow. Yeah, seems like one of these tornadoes might have been pretty decent as well. Pretty strong. I imagine that's this one here. Yeah, 2 train spotters were on this storm. So this one seemed to have been maybe a bit of an intense tornado here as well. So this tornado threat up here looks to be, anything up here looks to be done at the moment. Still watch that western side just in case. But the main tornado threat's going to be with this bad boy here. And the reason why I say that is because it's more discreet. This is, by the way, the cell merge that I was talking about before I ended the stream, saying it was most likely going to produce a tornado down the road. Ended up producing 2. Ended up producing 2. Look at that. Multiple reports. 3 tornado reports now from this one storm of a tornado being on the ground. So just make sure you're still in your safe spot. That remains in effect for 23 more minutes, and that is now normal. So once the 2 on the northern side expire in 8 minutes, we'll just end this stream abruptly, and I'll just delete it because there's no point in keeping it up. And if need be, I will do the exact same thing later on again tonight. I feel like if I come back here, it's going to be for this one storm here. Right there. So if I do come back, I'll probably be back for that cell there. So just a heads up, early heads up, we may be back here for Pender, Brancroft, let's see, what is that, Thurston, Macy, Decatur, north of West Point, Beamer. Just our early heads up to all you guys. That's where we are going to be watching the most for a tornado threat over the next hour or 2. And we just got a new tornado warning. We'll listen into that once we hear the beep here. I also got a new mesoanalysis that I haven't looked at. I meant to look at that before I started stream. Shows the environment is still very much favorable, but is beginning to tamper off up here. That is a newly confirmed tornado warning.
Tornado warning for southeastern Wayne County in northeastern Nebraska, north central Cumming County in northeastern Nebraska, central Thurston County in northeastern Nebraska, Cumming, Thurston, and Wayne County in Nebraska.
I don't know where that one came from at all, but I imagine we do have a tornado on the ground right here west of Pender, southwest of Thurston. This is not the storm I was talking about for you guys, but make sure you're in your safe spot. Law enforcement has observed a tornado a couple miles west of Pender, Nebraska. So make sure you guys are in your safe spot. I don't think this is on the stronger side at all. I don't see a debris signature here, so just make sure you're in your safe spot. Seems to be a bit on the weaker side at the moment. That's going to be moving up towards Pender, Thurston, and then eventually towards Walt Hill, if that's how you say that, and Winnebago. I totally butchered that last name. Ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. This thing is still trying to produce a tornado too. You can see the hook is still very much evident there. So I wouldn't be shocked if this is about to produce another tornado very soon. So again, we're back at a observed warning. Because we have a tornado on the ground in Pender and Thurston. Man, I'm great at pronouncing town names. I'm just the best. Just the best. Yeah, definitely on the weaker side. Regardless, I don't think this is a notable tornado, but just make sure you're in your safe spot. Just in case this ends up hitting you out here in Thurston, Pender. Be in your safe spot. I'm still way more interested in this. Look at this thing. Look at this. Near classic supercell out here in east central Nebraska. Really, really solid structure with that. A weak tornado. We got a picture of this one. Weak tornado was observed on this storm. Tiniest little rope tornado. Nothing big at all. Still haven't seen that that new watch issuance yet, so I'll just monitor that. Let's see here. I don't see any area of rotation on this storm, which is weird given its radar presentation is really nice.
Tornado warning for southeastern Madison County in northeastern Nebraska, west central Stanton County in northeastern Nebraska, Madison, and Stanton County in Nebraska.
Well, they continued another warning. That's out there in Madison, NOLA, Stanton, northeastern Nebraska. So there's your new warning. I guess it's just more precautionary for 34 more minutes. Huh. See if that bit of CC there is next scan. I think that might be corruption, basically bad radar data. But still intrigued by that. This might be the smallest debris signature, or it could just simply be a hail spike. Actually, let me see where this is located. So if we have a tornado, yeah, that's probably going to be a hail spike. But just to put it in perspective, you know, that's what type of intensity we may be seeing. It's going to be a very weak tornado. We're not looking for a big blue CC like this. We're looking for tiny CC around that general vicinity. True, thank you for the $10 donation. Much appreciated. So again, we do have an observed warning up here for Pender. That goes for 33 more minutes. Most likely they'll cancel that halfway through. Also for people out here in southern Iowa, northern Missouri, this is just going to be a big damaging wind threat. Before I ended the live stream earlier today, I mentioned that this line could intensify, and it very much did. So that's going to continue to produce the potential for 60 isolated 70-mile-an-hour winds, half-inch to an inch hail, and a couple brief tornadoes can't be ruled out with that activity as well. So there's your tornado report. That just got put onto the report, so that actually may be a debris signature there. That may be the faintest debris signature I've seen, considering we just got a report right over that. Yeah, that's too corrupt. Definitely not a tornado there. Yeah. I was double checking that. Again, thank you, Truth, for the $10 donation. Thank you. Much appreciated. I know your tornado threat's not done until these storms pass. I don't know exactly where you are, but generally, if you're in this area here, that's where your tornado threat's going to be the highest. So it's going to hug the southern side here of our risk region. That's where we are going to watch the most. The reason why these storms are still continuing is because our capping is yet to build in. Capping basically puts a lid over the atmosphere and helps to weaken storms and prevent them from strengthening. And we're yet to see that. That's what we saw in the southern risk, which is why this thing barely went tornadic at all. And now it's mainly a damaging wind threat, which we just got a 64-mile-an-hour wind report out here towards, geez. None of these are easy to pronounce. Reserve, northeastern Kansas there. I wouldn't be too shocked if that actually was a tornado. I don't think it was, but we did have an anticyclonic area of rotation. See that? And then look what appears 2 scans later, a debris signature. What does radar think? Radar gave that a 84% chance of being a tornado. I don't think it was, but you never know. It's 2024 after all. Let me look at Harris, Iowa again. You should be fine. This stuff's gonna head up very close to you, so I would still stay weather aware, but you should be fine. There's our new severe watch. So they did go with a severe watch for that. 1.5-inch hail possible, 75-mile-an-hour winds possible, a couple tornadoes possible. Strong tornado threat is very low. We are now at a destructive severe for the MCS in Montana. That's now warned for, holy crap, 80-mile-an-hour winds. That is very intense, man. Look at that bow echo. That is very, very intense. So a very, very intense line of damaging winds, probably greater than 80, moving towards Wolf Point, Poplar, Fraser, up here in northeastern Montana. That is a very intense line of damaging winds. Radar estimates are about 78-mile-per-hour winds with that. Upwards of 80. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more just because of the structure of that thing. That is a wild structure on that MCS, my word. So look how much that bows out. That means that there's a bunch of forcing on this storm, allowing it to bow out like that. Also a whole lot of damaging winds with it. This southern storm looks like it's trying to get its act together, but it just doesn't have rotation. So we'll monitor it, but shouldn't be anything too crazy, but definitely the highest tornado threat present. So we'll continue to monitor this, like I said. We'll see what happens. And a chaser did just confirm that there was a strong tornado with this storm earlier. We got a picture of it, and it looks like it was a very much intense multi-vortice tornado. Gracious day. Also, another strong tornado observed as well from the same storm, too. So multiple chasers say that this tornado was strong. Matter of fact, we got a video. Typically, you could tell by the motion of a tornado if it's strong or weak. Holy moly, that is very strong. Wow, that is an impressive tornado. It is the tiniest strong noodle tornado. The good news is all I see is fields out there. So hopefully all it hit was fields. Wow. Truth teller, I can't because then I'll get copyrighted and I could get sued for that. But if you're in the Discord server, which is the, I think, first link in the description, I will post it in the weather photos topic area. If I had permission, I would definitely show it. But, you know, I don't want to go sharing somebody else's work because that's how they make a living and stay on the roads out there. So, yeah, that western storm doesn't look impressive anymore. Oh, they just re-observed this one. I can't say I'm surprised by that. Public confirmed another tornado approximately 10 miles west of Beamer. Yeah, I'm not surprised at this one. The one that I was saying looks weaker is this here. Radar indicated one. That looks weaker. They just canceled this one. No longer observed. Holy moly, they're changing all these polygons on me. So this one's not observed. This one is now observed. This one looks weaker. The one in Montana is a destructive for 80-mile-an-hour winds. I want to go check back on that because I wouldn't be shocked if it... Okay, I wouldn't be shocked if we see a 90 up here at some point. Look at how intense that is, man. Very intense tornadic-like wind speeds and hurricane-like wind speeds out here. So tornado is located generally in this area here, about 10 miles to the west-southwest of Beamer. Wait. Hold on. That might be the debris signature, or the CC, I should say, that we saw before. Let's pull up that signature. That's what we saw. That's what I was thinking could have been a tornado. Okay, that's 13 miles. So 10 miles west of Beamer would be right at that dot. So I don't think that was the CC that we saw. Gracious day. This is a whole lot of bad radar data at this moment. See how this is all like, you've got yellow here, red and green and blue all here. Just very much contaminated. All the other storms just don't look that impressive. This could not bow out, but hook out soon. See how it's starting to get that same orientation look that I mentioned in the last live stream. And after I mentioned that we saw a tornado. So I wouldn't be surprised if this tries to do the exact same thing and attempts to produce another tornado. I don't think this one's produced one. No. So this would be the first tornado that it produces if it succeeds with that. See how the orientation of this is actually extremely impressive. See how the orientation of this is from north to south. That means the tornado threat here is extremely low. So the fact that we saw a tornado with that is very, very impressive. Typically, in order to see tornadoes out of a line of damaging winds, your orientation has to be like this, from northeast to southwest, because then you can see hook echoes like that along the line of damaging winds. But if it's just straight like that, you're not going to be able to get a lot of winds around any area of the storm, so it won't be able to rotate, which is why now, look, you have no velocities. You have no green here. All you have is red, meaning it's mainly a wind threat. So that is very impressive, the fact that we saw a tornado out of this terrible line. All good proxy, it was just a last-second urgent stream. Typically what they are anyways. So I was a little bit late, too. I should have went live like 5 minutes earlier. Because right when we went live, everything lifted. But now we're right back at it again. Another tornado warning just issued. That's radar indicated. Okay. So they just warned the northern line, too. Dude, the fact that those are tornado warned is just really impressive. So new warnings coming in here any second. Listen for the beep again. So we just got a new tornado warning generally in this area.
Tornado warning for Central Cumming County in northeastern Nebraska, Cumming County in Nebraska.
So that Oh, well, I forgot there's another one.
Tornado warning for southern Dakota County in northeastern Nebraska, south central Dixon County in northeastern Nebraska, Dakota, and Dixon County in Nebraska.
So that's for Emerson and Wakefield up here in northeastern Nebraska. And the other tornado warning is for Beamer. And is that Bar? Nope, that's Bancroft in northeastern Nebraska. Bancroft is barely outside of that, but honestly, it may be a wise idea just to seek shelter because this is eventually going to get to you. Just very... Okay, I see why they warned that. See the bookend vortice here? So you've got kind of curvature going like this. That means we could see a tornado west of Emerson. And you can actually see that little bit of green? See that little bit of green right there? That might just be enough to produce a brief tornado up here near Emerson. We've seen it countless amount of times where we get a bookend vortice that goes around the line like this and produces a tornado. Very interesting stuff here. A lot of different terms for everything that's happening with this line of tornadic storms here. And you can see this is definitely turning into a line. The only issue is it's turning into more of a QLCS. So the highest tornado threat with this by far will be on the northern edge, and especially that southern edge. Especially that southern edge. That could easily be a tornado on the ground, and the radar's just so bad we can't see it. It'd be pretty rare for us to see another tornado in this area here. Like I said, your orientation is from north to south. So if we are going to see a tornado out of this line, it would have to be on this portion of it towards Walt Hill. So right on the southern edge of that tornado warning is where we'd have to see a tornado. And I'd say that from just experience of what these storms normally do. But I'd be very shocked if we even see that. So the most interesting storm right now is going right for Beamer. North of West Point in Nebraska, as we've got a near classic supercell embedded inside this line, moving up to the northeast, definitely capable of producing a tornado, maybe even a strong tornado as well. So make sure you are in your safe spot if you are in that tornado warning. Gracious day. Today went from regional tornado threat to a tornado outbreak in the matter of 30 minutes. Took 30 minutes. In the last 30 minutes, we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different tornadoes. Yep, 5 tornadoes. Wow. That is crazy. We've seen them left, right, and center. Let's go back to our analysis radar here. They just canceled that warning further to the west now towards Enola. Madison, you guys are safe to come out of your safe spot. Still highly suggest staying indoors, but you're good to come out of your safe spot. Line of damaging winds is still progressing through Nebraska City west of Omaha. This will continue for the next couple hours, progressing all the way until southern Des Moines, where it will eventually weaken later on tonight around midnight. Yeah, this line should rapidly weaken between 11 p.m. and midnight tonight. Let's see, we'll go back up here. So we're going to wait for another scan to see what that shows on our strongest storm. So if we were to see a tornado in Emerson, it'd be just to the west right here. That's where your bookend vortice is located. So make sure you're in your safe spot. This will go right towards Hubbard. And then eventually, if it stays on track, eventually Sioux City. And most likely area for a tornado along this tornado warning towards Pender and Thurston would be the southern side, closer to Wall Hill, however you say that one. However, I don't see much of a tornado threat with this middle portion of the line here, as it just doesn't look that strong. So mainly watching that southern storm. The northern storm definitely capable of producing a brief tornado, but that southern storm is the main issue. I want to go check that severe in Montana. Not upped it just yet. But oh my goodness, man. Every time I come back to this thing, it's just a shocker. Ridiculous bow echo here, capable of producing at around the realms of 80-mile-per-hour winds here as it moves up towards West Point. I drew that the wrong direction. It's moving like this. My goodness, I would not be shocked, like I said, to see 90-mile-an-hour winds out of this thing. That's what I was expecting out of this storm in Montana. That is exactly what I was anticipating. Not that impressive of a structure, though. Like, that is mighty impressive for anywhere in the U.S. Storms in North Dakota are also going off as expected. That is Tor possible. That is Tor possible there in southwest North Dakota. That is very interesting. This is probably... Wow, not a Tor possible severe. Kind of shocked with that. This storm could quite easily try to hook out right in this area. So just an early heads up for areas barely north of Clarkson and Howells. We could see a brief tornado threat with you within your area here in about 30 minutes or so. But at the moment, mainly damaging winds and isolated large hail. So this is clear air. Anything in this area is bad data. Pretty much just throw it in the trash can. And you can see our area of quote rotation is in that bad region. So I don't believe this storm's rotating that intensely. It is definitely rotating to some magnitude. The reason how I know that is because of the nature of that hook echo and the overall inflow area you can depict right in that clear air slot right here. So it's definitely rotating. Probably right where I just circled, right there. And this velocity you see here is just contamination, bad radar data. Bad radar data. Let's see. We should see a new SPC outlook in about the next 14 minutes. So when that comes out, I'll show y'all it. 15 minutes from now. Oh, wait, it already came out. The entire risk has mainly been maintained. Pretty much the whole risk. So here's your new outlook. Still a very large 5% tornado risk. Weirdly enough, maintained in Grand Isle as well as York for some reason. I'm not too sure about that. And then they've also maintained your 5% for tornadoes up in that slight risk. So your entire risk area is still maintained. Okay. Yeah, I don't see much of a tornado threat up here towards Sioux City anymore, up in this area. Very minimal area of rotation here. Main region I'm watching is just that southern storm. I'm watching both the southern storms. This one and this one. This one's not an imminent tornado threat. This one is definitely an imminent tornado threat. Could even be a strong tornado threat down the road here. So want to be keeping a very close eye on that. Let's see. Severe storm should continue until at least 06Z. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty late. That's 2 a.m. Eastern. So definitely want to watch. Definitely want to keep an eye on the severe weather out there. Tuesday shouldn't be a big issue at all. As we get closer, I'll be able to see more, but it doesn't look like it will be severe weather at all. Let's see here. Yeah, just continuing to watch that southern storm. Once it's man, can't English. Once it shows less signs of being tornadic, we'll end the stream. we'll just see what happens here. Hold on. I'm going to quickly go check something. Give me just a second. All right, I'm back. We're going to end here in 5 minutes or so. And then if this threat presents itself to be significant again, then I will hop back on. In terms of tornadic activity. I will be monitoring this for probably till all the way till 11 o'clock tonight. So another 2 hours, 10 minutes. I don't expect to go live again tonight. It's going to have to take a PDS warning for me to come back on here. We're going to have a confirmed large tornado in order for me to come back on here tonight. Still very interested in that southern storm towards Beamer. But yeah, like main tornado threat, like I said, will be focused on that southern storm. So I'll still be glued to the radar, still be watching it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. HRRR does have this stuff, which if you don't know what that means, HRRR is just our best model run. Long story short, it has these storms dying off at midnight out here east of Sioux City. So we should be peaking in activity. I'm still interested in at 10 o'clock. I think we could still see another wind of tornadic activity at 10 Eastern. We pretty much just finished one of our winds. We're going to kind of get waves of this almost. Because we had wave 1 over here. Then we went live and got wave 2. We're ending in 3 minutes. And I think we could see another wave. Probably out here closer till 10 p.m. Or closer to 10 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah. That's a report of... Are you kidding me? 79 mile an hour wind report. So close to 80. No wonder why they just rounded that off to 80. That's only 1 mile per hour short. They did just upgrade this to 70 mile an hour winds observed. Oh. Somebody reported 70 mile an hour winds. Trained weather spotters have reported 70 mile an hour winds out here. So, heads up to you guys. Quite a significant MCS is moving through all the way from south of Omaha down through Holton. This is going to continue into St. Joseph, Savannah, Bethany, Maryville. They might extend that watch a few counties to the south. Depending on what the storm ends up doing here. Let's see here. Okay, that middle storm was just canceled for a tornado warning, as I anticipated. So really just watching that storm over Beamer right now. And that is about it. So we're going to end the stream. No outro music or anything in a minute and 20-ish seconds. So thank you guys for tuning in. I guess I'll just keep this up. I'll just name it Part 2. I'll copy the other title and just name it Part 2. The only way we're going to get a Part 3 is if we get a PDS tornado warning, which means a large tornado is confirmed and is on the ground. So that would be very rare. I don't believe we're going to see that tonight. It's not impossible, but it would be quite over the top if we see that. Welcome, Truth Teller. Thank you for the mods tuning in, Chip. Also, thank you, Truth Teller, Christina, JD, James, Proxy, Haley, for tuning in. Truth again for the $10 donation, much appreciated. James for tuning in. Jim, Caden, Marcus, Storm Dakota, Victoria, Haley. Glad to have you guys that have all tuned in here. Ethan, I got to end in 20 seconds. I'll give you a brief breakdown. We had 3 different periods of tornadic activity. First one was over the top 2 to 3 weak tornadoes. Second one, we just went live for 3 confirmed strong tornadoes at this moment. And then we're getting a third one now, but it doesn't seem to be too crazy and over the top. Southern mode busted. Northern mode popped off. We may have even gotten a crazy tornado as well. So Yeah, I've gone over my time. And what I mean by crazy tornado is I'm pretty sure we had like a rope violent tornado. It will not be rated EF4. I can tell you that 100% will not be rated EF4. But the motion of it and the tornado as a whole was so intense. It was super, super intense. But it didn't, it had like just fields. So it will probably be rated very low end. I'm going to stay live for 4 more minutes because Ethan made me go over. So we got to stay live a little bit longer now. I won't be live tomorrow because I'm going to take a break for Father's Day. There's, like I said, there's still a tiny chance I will go live for a briefing tomorrow night about, if I do go live, it will be 9 o'clock Eastern time. If I'm not live at 9 o'clock Eastern, pretty much this time tomorrow, then I'm not going live. And I will just see you guys Monday. Monday's going to be both coverage and a briefing. I don't even know why this one's one for 6 more minutes, but I honestly don't even see it being tornadic anymore. Matter of fact, that severe warning is not even possible. So I think the tornado threat's going to be low, but I still wouldn't rule out a isolated tornado, maybe even a strong one with this southern storm. Hello, Legacy. You're turning in towards the end of the urgent coverage. I was supposed to end a minute and 30, so you're lucky Ethan delayed me. I got to say hi. Matter of fact, the Storm Prediction Center agrees with me. Look at this. A new mesoscale discussion was just issued. Tornado threat will continue through dusk. Supercell cluster has evolved over northeastern Nebraska this evening with multiple reports of confirmed tornadoes over the last 1 to 2 hours. The immediate downstream environment remains favorable for tornadic supercells with ML Cape in excess of 2,000 instability, back surface winds, and rather strong lower level shear, still denoted by the VWPS and the KFSD and KOAX radar sites. Any persistent supercells will continue to pose a tornado threat through dusk within this environment, along with some isolated hail potential. With time, there is the potential for a small Boeing segment to evolve out of this ongoing cluster, which could result in somewhat greater threat for damaging winds as convection spreads into northwestern Iowa, in addition to some continued tornado potential. Which, honestly, I'm not sure why they didn't already note that the bow echo has already formed. You can quite clearly tell that this is bowing out. So this is already a bow echo. So that tornado threat's already decreasing, but it's still very much present. Contamination, let's see. Yes, that is clear air. Yep. Maybe even a hail spike. Could even be a tiny bit of a hail spike. Quite clearly tell. Man, Ethan. Left with 1 tornado warning. Look at that. 1 tornado warning left. We started with what, 5? I think we started with 5 tornado warnings. 2 were on the ground. So, sounds pretty good to me to end. They did cancel that northern one. So, tornado threat definitely going to persist on the southern edge. That's probably going to be your only issue tonight in terms of a tornado threat. And then, of course, we still have damaging winds right here. Let me draw that a bit clearer here. So if you're anywhere along that area, still remain hyper weather aware. Isolated 70 to 80 mile per hour winds will be possible. Widespread 60 mile an hour winds likely in that area. So, all right, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Thank you guys for tuning in to this urgent coverage stream. I'm going to keep it up. I was debating on deleting it, but we managed to do 45 minutes, so I'll keep it up. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I will see you guys Monday for a live stream. Maybe tomorrow, if I'm not live at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, this time tomorrow, there won't be a live stream tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great Father's Day. Go spend time with your family tomorrow. And, yeah, that is going to be about it. Thank you, Legacy, for modding chat and Chip. And it was greatly appreciated. So, no outro music. We're ending here now. Stay safe. Watch severe weather in the tropics. And I'll see you guys in another live stream. Stay safe. Stay weather aware. Good.